big psychological effects of pre-producing content and releasing it after scheduling it after some time. Here they are. The main advantage is this. You always know that the thing you're currently publishing is just the thing you recorded some time ago, but you always have something in the back. You always have something. You always have something up your sleeve, and it's like if you, for example, get a negative comment, then it's like, yeah, but this is just me. Like a year ago, just when I recorded it, and well, I don't care anymore. So you're, in terms of time, you're just much more distanced because you just don't care that much about the content itself anymore. It's just something you recorded sometime in the past, and now you're releasing it because you also scheduled it like weeks ago, or it could be even months ago. Now, this is the big advantage. Of course, there are other advantages, such like that's only one big advantage. Actually, I wanted to discuss another one, and that's basically the big thing. No, it's kind of the same thing. So the one with having something up your sleeve is something that makes you feel very good, because essentially no one can really get to you, because the things you are producing are never the things you are currently publishing, kind of, and this kind of creates a distance, and this is a main benefit. So it makes you feel good. And the other thing is kind of connected, but it's kind of the other side of the same coin, the dark side. If you are then not caring so much about all of this, then you just don't care as much about all of this. And what this also means is, if you then get a comment, you aren't into that space of mind of the video anymore. You are not in the same mind state as when recording the video. Therefore, you're not hoping for all of these comments. Therefore, this again also has a negative side. That's already kind of the negative side, but you're missing out. If you're pre-producing too much, you're missing out on the actual posting. And the actual posting is obviously designed to be kind of a lottery ticket, kind of a slot machine, because that's something that works very well. So if you post something on TikTok, for example, videos will do very well, and then videos will do not very well. Why is this the case? Because TikTok wants the creators to just try to do even better. So what works best in motivation theory is every once and then a very big time reward, but it has to be unexpected. And often you just don't get a reward. And when it comes to content creation, the reward obviously is that people actually see the things, and actually also kind of what was the word I'm searching for? Yeah, that just people see the things and also think that these things are interesting, and give this feedback to you in some way or another. And the problem now, the more you are removing yourself from all of this, obviously that's the more rational approach. The rational approach is to just say, okay, I actually want to do this, therefore I record like now 100 shorts within the next few weeks, so short videos, or I record long videos and then I publish them to YouTube whenever I can do, or whenever it makes sense. If it's something that's time sensitive, then obviously within the next time. But if it's something that's kind of evergreen, then it doesn't really matter that much. That would be the obvious approach. But when it comes to the human psyche, also often it also kind of makes sense to use these short-term rewards. Not really short-term rewards, but if you take part in a system of like, oh yeah, let's record something, and then pull the lever, and then see how many views this thing will get. Also in terms of quality control, if you are much closer to the thing that it actually just published, you also know much more what he actually said, for example, when talking into camera like for an hour, you actually kind of know what you said. You don't have to rewatch all the stuff to find out what the video is actually about. But the more you remove yourself from this designed environment where you actually record something and then post it, record something and then post it, see if it does better, the more you also, I mean, it's the more rational approach. But nevertheless, it also is the more rational approach to fast every once in a while, because it has just huge benefits. It also is the more rational approach to just work out as hard as you possibly can without damaging yourself long term. Basically finding optimality in everything you do. But the problem is just sometimes the more you remove yourself from the actual publishing part, the less you actually are involved in these things. The less you are like, oh yeah, I just put this up, and therefore, if you now, for example, interact with people who viewed your stuff, then it's also, you cannot really fake the excitement. For example, if you reply to a comment and somebody is like, yeah, it was like a decently shitty video, and I mean, obviously, in this case, it would be better to be more timely distanced, because then you can be more collected when you actually respond. But when it comes to like comments about, oh, this thing is useful or is not, then it is often quite useful to be actually in a state to be in a social state where you are like, oh yeah, that's so cool, because I put like 6 hours this day into this video and now I published it, and now it's so nice that you think it's good. It's kind of hard to fake things like these. Obviously, if you train these things, then you can just fake these things. Like, it's so hard to like typing these things without any emotion. But if you are actually in the emotion, and if you are looking forward for the comments and stuff like this, then it actually is much easier to just say these things, because these are much more true to what you actually think. And therefore, it has two sides. Removing yourself from all of the publishing means you enjoy all of the benefits. You can make more logical decisions. Your mind will be, so your dopamine system, for example, will be much more long-term focused, which means you will actually reach long-term goals far better than if your dopamine system is constantly kind of manipulated by also posting to social media, because it's already manipulated by so many other things these days. But it also, at least sometimes, I think makes sense to put yourself actually closer to the actual publishing of the content, and so basically to move the content creation date, the publishing date, closer to each other, in order to also kind of enjoy the benefits, enjoy the comments, whether they are nice or not nice, but enjoy basically the engagement, and also be engaged in the things you do, without like being this robot that just turns out videos and then just stops recording and then just publish, and then just schedules these all within like 2 hours. You just schedule like 100 YouTube shorts. I mean, it's not something that's fun or not fun. It's something you just have to do, I guess. But nevertheless, it obviously is more fun to just record something and then just to publish it, and to just, oh yeah, let's just record something else, instead of trying to approach everything completely rational and be like, oh yeah, if I actually want to do this, then I have to do X amount of videos and release them then and then, and I have to just approach it very rational, because sometimes you just want to be a child and actually be freaked out about the things you actually talk about.